lately. We're trying to find things to play together, kind of figuring out what our gaming relationship is going to be like. So I'm trying to find some like co-op-y games to play. So I've been wanting to try this for a while. Just haven't had anybody to play it with. But it's a 2 to 4 player co-op. I don't even know what genre you would put this in. I just sort of made up a genre, which is a 2D bullet hell light game. I don't know. But it's like procedurally generated stages, 5 levels. They're sort of broken out into 5 stages, like 4 normal and then 1 boss fight. You're kind of just flying the ship around, and you have, like I said, like 2 to 4 people are on this little circular ship, and you're just kind of flying around this really colorful world. It almost has the same like color palette as Rage in a way, like lots of hot neon pinks and yellows and stuff like that, blues and purples. But you're basically just flying this little ship around. You have like different parts of the ship. Like one person can drive, and then one person can be in charge of shields, and then you have like a sort of one mega weapon that goes around, that circles around your ship, and then you have like 4 turrets off to the side. And so it's kind of fun because you're both trying to like work together and strategically do things. Like I'll drive and you grab the shield, and okay, I'll take the left turret and the top turret. You take the bottom and the right. And then like, oh shit, move the shield over here, like enemies coming in and stuff like that. So it's fun, like it's just a fun, like sort of a little bit more casual game to just sort of play. And like I said, you're kind of working together, flying the ship around. You're trying to pick up these animal people. You're just saving these different little animal people. There's like 5 of them per level that you're supposed to get, but you can get up to like 10 if you fully go around, exploring the entire level, but you only need 5 to sort of pass, and then you can leave. But yeah, you got, there's 3, and then you have like these little gems that you can collect, 3 different gems that you can sort of slot into the different parts of the ship for different like weapon types and stuff like that. So there's like pink, yellow, and blue are the sort of gems thingies that you put in there, and you can put 2 pink ones in the turret, and it makes like a really rapid fire turret. Or you can slot in a pink and a yellow, and it kind of gives you like a slow moving like chain gun like thing almost. So it's all about like slotting. You're kind of leveling up as you go, and you kind of level up your ship a little bit where you have different spaces for different gems. Like you can put 2 gems instead of 1 at the beginning and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of variety in the types, some unique objectives. It's not just kind of the same thing over and over again. But it's a really fun little co-op game. We had a lot of fun playing through it. It's casual enough where you could probably play it with almost anybody. It doesn't require a lot of dual stick skills or anything like that. Have you played this game?
Yeah, I recommend it too. It's actually really fun. I played it with 4 people, and I played it with 2. 4 people is too easy because you have somebody flying it, you have someone with the shields, you have 2 people doing the guns, and it's just too easy. I found that 2 people was like the right amount of difficulty to make it fun.
Yeah, the only time it got a little crazy with 2 was the last boss. We had a little bit of trouble getting through that. Seemed like 3 would have been the way to sort of breeze through that last boss, because we definitely had to try it probably 8 to 10 times, I think, before we got through it, maybe more. But yeah, I think 2 is definitely the right number to play this.
It's definitely a fun game. I would recommend it too.
Yeah, so I got it. I think it was like free on it was one of those free games that they gave away on Xbox Live like sometime back last year. So I had it downloaded on my Xbox. I just never played it, so I don't really know how much it costs if you were to just go buy it. But yeah, it's a fun little party game, little co-op game. Highly recommend it.
I would suggest trying Overcooked if you haven't yet. That's like a relationship destroyer. I've played that with 4 people, and we've been like great friends for over 20 years, and we were just yelling, swearing, like attacking each other. It was like it's hilarious and super fun, but it just turns into a fucking psycho because it's just
like how good would it? I mean, it's definitely on the list of things I'm going to try, but how is it like essential, or is it like better to have 4, or can you get away with 2?
You can do 2. You can do 2. The difficulty changes. Like you won't have to do as many things with 2 people as you would with 4. The game probably does get a little too difficult near the end of the game because it does get really insane. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun because it's like a puzzle game mixed with like trying to do things as fast as possible, and you're trying to figure this out and that. And it's just it requires a lot of coordination. It's just fun. I found it really fun.
We're kind of bouncing around a lot the past couple weeks, just like trying different things, just trying to find games that we're both into or would be fun. I don't know. I played a lot of weird stuff. Like we started the first Injustice, started playing through that, and that was like kind of the level of stupid that I was looking for from a from one of those games. It was even dumber than Mortal Kombat, and it was cheesy because it was like a last gen game. So I was really digging how shitty it was, and we were fucking laughing up a storm at that. She was playing through God of War. I sort of went over there and like hijacked her game one day. Ended up playing through like 3 hours of God of War again, and it made me want to start that game all over again. Highly recommend God of War. Fucking fantastic game. We fired up Crimson Dragon the other night to see what that stupid piece of shit game was. It was like, it's all right. So that's been kind of bouncing around a lot. Is there anything else you've been playing this week?
I actually beat SpiderMan. And
what's the final verdict on that?
Awesome game. I didn't like all the activities. I did the majority of it. Like I was at 93% of the game's completion. I loved the story. I loved how they had so many villains in it and other characters. I thought their writing was great. I really liked Dr. Octopus's story. I could relate to it because of my dad. I don't want to give spoilers away, but there's similarities between Dr. Octopus and what happened to my dad. And I was like, wow, that's such a cool thing. Like, what if my dad could have had that stuff? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. I could sympathize with it. And I don't know. I just had so much fun because I thought it was just going to be the one villain. And then it just went to the next level at one point. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, I didn't know we were going to see this. You know what I mean?
Some of those boss fights where you're fighting like two of them at the same time is really cool.
So innovative. Those boss fights, I thought, like, even though they're not like amazing, I just thought they did a good job pulling out like what makes that villain special in terms of attacks and stuff, and turning that into a boss fight with them. Like the Rhino and Scorpion one, I thought was kind of fun, and they don't like each other, so they're making fun of each other as you're fighting them, and like I don't know, there's a lot of love and care put into that game, and I loved it. I really did like that game. It's great.
Yeah, like I said before, my only complaint was really just some of the side activities are completely boring. Yeah. But other than that, it's pretty fucking great. And the only other thing I played was Dynamite Fishing World Games, which is basically
the fuck is that?
It's this mobile game from like 2014, I believe, because I think I looked it up last night. I think it's from like 2014. I was kind of getting that feel. We were just like going through the marketplace one day, and we were just like watching trailers and looking at different stuff. And it just looked like kind of stupid. And it was like $2 or $3. I'm like, I'll just buy this. This will be like a funny joke game. And we ended up playing it for a little while the other night. It has like a little story mode where you're just going through. You're basically, I don't know, this is like a cartoonish looking thing. It's like a side scroller. You're going through and you're just dropping dynamite down in the water and trying to kill all these fish. And you're competing against another AI. But you have like a special, almost like Twisted Metal or something like that, where you build up this meter and you get a special that like, depending on what character you're playing, there's like 5 characters and there's different shits you can pick from. And you're just kind of like, I don't know, you're playing this like heavy metal kind of guy. And so he just drops lightning on the fucking water and kills a bunch of fish. And there's like little sort of special weapons that you pick up and stuff like that. Like an anvil that you can drop on people, or a shrink ray, or stuff you can throw just like a nuke that sort of just like blows up all the fish around you. And so we were playing through a little bit of the main sort of story mode, or like it's just basically going through like cups, like, you know, almost like a racing game. And then we spent a lot of time in the multiplayer, just like co-op, like competing against each other. Like you're basically just going through, you're just running down this river and stuff like that, going from like basically left to right on the screen, going through different screens and stuff like that, just trying to kill more fish than your opponent, and trying to sabotage their shit. Like sometimes you can use this little vacuum and suck up some of their fish. Just trying to get to the end and trying to see who has the most fish. It's real dumb and stupid, but it was kind of a fun, just like whatever thing for like $2 or $3. So I don't know if I recommend it per se, but I mean, like I said, I got it for like $2 or $3. It was a few hours of fun. I might even go back to it, to be honest with you. It's like enough there. I can just milk some achievements off of it probably. But yeah, it was kind of fun. I don't know. It's just like a weird thing I just wanted to throw in there.
Sounds like you got your money's worth.
Yeah, I did.
But the question is, were there microtransactions?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think the mobile game probably would have had them. Like you can see where that was built into it. Maybe there's like, you know, a currency in the game, and like if you actually crash your ship or your ship gets too damaged when you're playing through the single player, like you have to pay money to like fix it so you can keep going in that level. And so I'm wondering if you like, it feels like the mobile version would have had somewhere like you're out of money, pay real money to get the in-game money to keep going. But I didn't really run into that in the Xbox version, so I don't think it has any egregious stuff. But maybe if I play it for a little bit longer. Like I said, none of that really came into play in the multiplayer. The single player, I don't know. I played it long enough to feel like it doesn't have anything like that. I don't remember seeing a store to buy anything, so probably not. But yeah, it's right up there with just like something stupid you could play with your friends, like in the same way that, Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime or, Overcooked. It's just like a dumb little cartoony whatever game. So, I don't know.
Cool. I'll never play it.
Yeah. I'm surprised I did.